Wrap up the holidays with the perfect gift. Give them what they want. The movie of the decade.
When I was a kid, every household in America had a copy of the Batman VHS.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a coincidence.
No.
The movie, they released it really quickly after it was in theaters, which was not done at the time.
Sure.
They released it in time for Christmas that year.
Yeah.
And they sold it for an extremely low price. $24.95.
You're saying the VHS only cost like $25?
They McDonald's the shit out of the VHS. Everybody in America bought a copy of Batman. Stores were selling it for like $20, and they were giving it away with VCRs and shit. Everybody had a copy of this movie. It was like the Peter Frampton Comes Alive of VHS tapes.
Just, you cannot be in someone's house or garage and not see it.
Yeah. And this is like the beginning of, the more corporate 90s Hollywood. This made a ton of money with merchandising, and they really cranked it up with the sequels.
Yeah.
They really figured out how to sell a lot of plastic crap with Batman Returns.
Sure. But, I mean, that's what, 92, 91?
Yeah, that was 92.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
like, by the time they made Batman Forever, which was like 95, McDonald's had to approve the script.
I'll get drive-through.
All they had for Batman, the first one was like a Coke tie-in, I think.
Sure.
But they sold a shit ton of like t-shirts with Batman logos on it.
Yep.
And they realized like, oh yeah, we can make more money off of selling shit than the actual movie. And that is an advertisement for the movie. And that makes more people go to the movie.
Go see it because you're like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I see this Batman logo everywhere. And in fact, the marketing for this movie back in '89 was just the Bat logo. It didn't say Batman on it.
Yeah.
It just said, it was just a like kind of big punch in on this.
Yeah, the highly stylized like metal logo.
The metal
no
one.
images from the movie. They let it be mysterious.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was a movie that started not the downfall of Hollywood, but definitely the commercialization of its property and handing it over to like the toyification process taking precedent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they really learned the potential of it. There wasn't a lot of toys for the original Batman movie. There was just like, a few figures. And by the time they made Batman Returns, there's 17 different Batman variants and tons of action figures. And they didn't actually make action figures that looked like the characters in the movie because it was too scary.
Right.
And that's basically why Tim Burton left.
Because he made it too scary?
The Penguin's too scary. Yeah, like the McDonald's toys of the Penguin are like a sanitized kid-friendly
he's like
version of him.
the cartoon.
Yeah, and there was a lot of controversy
60s.
over the sequel.
Sure.
And like the Penguin being too scary and stupid shit like that.
Yeah, I remember I had some Batman Returns toys, and my Penguin, he was more like the
Everyone
the
did.
animated series.
When humanity is gone, there's going to be just mountains and mountains of little plastic penguins left from 1992. Batman opens with a guy trying to flag a cab. He's got his wife and his kid with him, and this is how you know Gotham City is like really rough. Because like even a middle-aged white guy in a suit can't get a cab.
Yeah, nonstop hailing.
Yeah, so they stick out like a sore thumb. These people are just like begging to get mugged. They finally give up on the cab and they head down a dark alley. And a homeless guy clocks the dad on the head. The wife screams. They take her pearl necklace. They circle around her and give her another pearl necklace. They make out with their cash and whatnot. I guess the main takeaway here is that like Gotham City really sucks.
Yeah, people are rude.
Yeah,
and
Gotham
they're
City
gonna mug you.
Is basically like Bridgeport, Connecticut. The film does a good job of creating like a Gotham City. It's full of like Art Deco buildings and like fascist architecture. Lots of homeless people around, but not like warm weather homeless like in LA or San Francisco. These are like cold weather homeless types.
With big trench coats?
Yeah. You can tell because they have like layers of clothing.
Yeah. You can get fingerless gloves.
Yeah. In California, you get like half-naked schizophrenic DJs and like bipolar TikTok influencers. In the next scene, the two muggers are hiding out on a rooftop. They're counting the money. They look really fucking gross. And they're like pockmarked. They have like mouth sores. It's almost overboard.
I felt bad for these guys, actually. I was watching and I was like, oh, these heroin addicts, man. It's just, or like crack or whatever the heck they're doing. I'm just sad for them.
One of the crooks is paranoid about Batman, who he refers to as the Bat. His accomplice gets irritated with him, and they're like arguing as Batman basically like descends into the background.
Right. And they don't notice because the butt drugs just kicked in.
Yeah, they're fucking about to nod off. So they look up, and there he is. Like, he spreads his cape all cool and jumps down. And one of the homeless guys pulls a pistol and shoots him. And he falls to the ground and just gets up immediately.
Yeah.
He kicks one of the guys through a door, and then he grabs the other guy and hangs him over the ledge until he begs for his life.
Right. Pretty cool guy.
He allows the man to live on the condition he tells his friends about him. So, you see, even the character within the film understands the importance of, like, marketing and branding.
Sell out and publicity, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no... nothing, no news is bad news or whatever. What is the saying? No bad news is publicity is, I don't know. Even good news is bad news.
I don't know. It's more fun to hear you try to guess them. Keep going.
No, I'm good.
All press is good press, something like that.
Yeah, yes, that sounds about good.
Yeah, Batman is a corporate superhero, and this is very important. He wants to clean up downtown Gotham so they can finally get, a Chick-fil-A or like a Steak and Shake. Because currently all Gotham has is like McDonald's and those like Kennedy Fried Chicken places where you have to order behind bulletproof glass.
Oh, sure. Classic.
Bruce Wayne wants like, like a fucking macaroni grill or a cheesecake factory, something nice. The whole idea behind Batman is pretty stupid. That this like millionaire industrialist is like running around at night beating up poor people. Like, if he really wanted to stop crime, he should just donate some of his money to get these people whatever, like, health care they need. Bruce Wayne is a philanthropist, and his idea of philanthropy is beating up poor people. He's in a war against crime, but not really.
Not really. He's not helping it. He's just fighting the people. He's just getting in their faces.
But also, like, this isn't a hot take. Everybody knows this.
Of course
Everybody's
not.
heard this.
No,
Like,
definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, we all know, yeah, Batman's a stupid idea. And,
But the reason it works in this movie, I guess, is because we like Bruce Wayne. We like Michael Keaton. He is a likable Batman.
Mayor Borg introduces Gotham City's new DA, Harvey Dent, at a press conference.
Played by Billy D. Williams from a lot of things, but probably mostly known from Star Wars as Lando Calrissian.
So the DA vows to prosecute mob boss Carl Grissom. The mayor and the DA want to clean up Gotham, which is currently a grimy shithole, in time for the city's bicentennial celebration. And finally, we're introduced to the highest paid actor in the film, Jack Nicholson, as Jack Napier. This film's Joker, but he's not the Joker yet. He's just an overconfident old guy banging a hot 20-something. So basically, Nicholson is just playing himself, as he does in most films.
Yeah, I mean, that's just been the guy's life, right? He's just...
Yeah. I mean, it's great casting, right?
Yeah.
It's like a good idea.
I mean, the role of Joker, this movie went through a lot of iteration. The Coen brothers talked about directing this. Joe Dante might have directed a version for the role of Joker. Imagine they were kicking around Robin Williams. And actually, Robin was pretty much offered the part but it was really as leeway to get Nicholson to take it.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because they always had pretty good actors in the show play villains. Mm-hmm. Like, not as big of names as Jack Nicholson, not like movie stars.
Right, but Mark Hamill plays him in the
Jack
cartoon.
Nicholson, to do this role, he got part of the merchandising and top billing. He's billed on the poster before Michael Keaton.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he got just everything he wanted.
He's building the movie before Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
He's top billing. He got everything, yeah. Like, what a deal. He really saw it coming. I think that's the thing. Everyone was weary when they chose, after all these other directors who could do it, they choose Tim Burton. He had he had two kind of big movies, and Beetlejuice was just like the previous year. And so they went with him. And then, he knew it was going to be big. He could see the merchandise money in it, and he wrote into his contract.
A huge part of the budget goes to the lead actor in movies now.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the budget is $25 million over to this guy.
So the power is shifted from people a little bit, at least, from the producers and the people behind the camera who really used to just fuck over the talent.
Yeah.
to now the talent have like more power in the industry.
You know, which is good, but also it's like just like 10 people who have the power. And I want 500 million for my role as Iron Man again, you know, and that's all you get, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
So anyways, Napier is Carl Grissom's second in command, and to complicate their relationship, he's also sleeping with his Vogue model mistress.
Can't run this city without me.
Next, there's a scene where the guy Batman kicked through the door is like being loaded into an ambulance. I guess he really fucked him up over jerking off on that lady.
You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. So Lieutenant Max Eggart shows up. He's played by William Hootkins.
Solid mustache.
He's a big, fat, corrupt
Solid
cop.
man. Yes.
Yeah. He looks like he stepped right out of a comic book. Just a big, fat ball of shit.
Yeah, he's like the cop you imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
He couldn't catch a donut rolling down.
He looks like he fucking smells.
Yeah.
So Jack Napier shows up to the scene and gives Eckert a bribe. Seems like a bad time since he's dealing with this, homeless guy who just got paralyzed by a vigilante in a bat suit. No, it's just a coincidence that all 5 characters that are in this movie show up at this scene to communicate with each other.
You gotta
The
introduce
movie
him.
does that a bunch. Like all the characters will just be in one location. You know, they're all in. Well, we'll get into it.
It was crazy production schedule.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of rewrites. So
Yeah, it feels like the movie's pasted together with like scenes of the Joker.
it's like, who was available? All right, we'll write a scene with the 2 of them on that day because we have 6 days here to shoot or something crazy.
So Eckart is in the pocket of Carl Grissom, Jack's cuck boss, and he doesn't like Jack and calls him an A1 nut boy,
Ooh,
which is pretty funny.
harsh words.
Yeah, Alicia calls him the same thing.
Well, he probably is then.
Yeah, she's like, "You got A1 nut boy."
Wait.
So
Okay.
Vicky Vale shows up in Gotham City. She's a photographer and a photojournalist, and she's interested in the Batman story.
Well, she's really about bats.
Yeah.
Oof.
The casting for Vicky Vale is like way off. The character is obviously supposed to be like a quirky goth chick. She basically has the same interests as Lydia Dietz, the Winona Ryder character from Beetlejuice.
Sure.
She's into artsy black and white photography and goth chick stuff. But they cast Kim Basinger, who seems just like a very typical leading lady of the time.
Oh, she's like a model.
Yeah. She's just like model looks. Kim Basinger trying to be goth doesn't really sell. She's too polished.
Yeah.
A real photographer chick back then would have like gross yellow nails that smelled like piss from developing film.
Oh, yeah, just stained hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So Vale just shows up at the newspaper and she's waiting for Knox, the Robert Wool character, at his office when he arrives. Knox is like the reporter investigating Batman, who officially the authorities deny even exists. So Knox is like, he's really putting himself out there to find out the truth about this, violent vigilante and what's actually going on in Gotham. And the movie depicts this character as a complete schmuck. The police don't respect him. His colleagues don't respect him. He gets cucked out by Bruce Wayne. He's the only character in the film who acts admirably and like isn't fucking lying or breaking the law.
Right.
And he's portrayed as a complete fucking loser. So, Carl Grissom finally puts 2 and 2 together and he sets up Jack because he's sick of his mistress coming home with Napier's loads in her hair. Grissom sends Jack to sabotage Access Chemical.
Yeah.
The front that the DA is investigating.
Yeah, definitely.
And meanwhile, all the Gotham City bigwigs, the mayor, the DA, and the commissioner, they're all attending a fundraiser for Gotham City's bicentennial celebration at Bruce Wayne's mansion. It opens, and there's like fucking roulette wheels.
Yep.
And like...
Yeah, he's decked it out to be a casino. He's like either rented casino equipment.
Isn't that illegal?
Hey, he's Bruce Wayne.
Commissioner Gordon is gambling like a fiend, and Harvey Dent is like right there.
Yeah.
What the fuck is he doing? He's supposed to be Gotham City's Black White Knight.
There's...
So Vicky Vale walks into the party and has like a weird exchange with Bruce Wayne, who she doesn't know he's Bruce Wayne, and she asks him to point out Bruce Wayne. He says he's not sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird.
Misleading.
Yeah.
He's like, he's trying to be cool. He doesn't want the fame, clearly.
It's just like I guess it's like a quirky movie scene. It just seems kind of weird.
I mean, it shows that he's not really wanting to be approached, right? He
He's
doesn't
trying to
want
like
someone.
scope her out. He's like, who's this fucking gold digging fucking...
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure this happens a million times. He's a bazillionaire.
Yeah.
So, he's got the game.
Yeah,
Let's
so Knox and Vicky Vale are walking around, and they find like a weird room full of armor. And
Right.
Bruce Wayne, like, he follows in behind them while they're like oblivious and talking shit about him.
Yeah, they're making fun of all the shit.
Look at this guy, must be a little dick loser. How stupid is this fucking house? And then like he just introduces himself.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty stupid, huh?
So Alfred comes in and lets him know that Commissioner Gordon left in a rush, and Bruce Wayne is able to use his state-of-the-art CCTV system to spy on Commissioner Gordon. So we know something is going down at Axis Chemical. Mm-hmm. This scene really makes you wonder what else millionaire playboy Bruce Wayne is doing with this completely bugged, fucking eyes wide shut mansion.
Right.
Maybe that's why Bruce Wayne is such a powerful figure in Gotham industry. He has tapes of the DA and the police commissioner gambling, and a tape of Mayor Borg with a 14-year-old girl.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Yeah, maybe.
Bruce Epstein
got the
over here.
He's got the insider information and a private island.
Yeah.
He's got it all.
It's also really funny when like they revealed the video recording system, and it's like these huge fucking cameras on shelves.
Right.
He has to, like,
Not clandestine.
He has to like build a room within a room so he could have these huge cameras everywhere.
He's got
so
like
fucking
a
impractical.
big, huge, like 12-foot mirror hanging on the wall, and it's actually just a one-way mirror, so he can hide a camera directly behind it, you know, so you can see into this room. Yeah, he's really had to set up his house for surveillance. It's pretty excessive.
So everyone shows up to Axis Chemical. Lieutenant Eckhart is there to kill Jack Napier under Grissom's order. And now not only is Commissioner Gordon aware, but so is Batman. Also, aside from all the 1930s architecture and like German expressionism, all the cops in Gotham City are wearing like Nazi Gestapo uniforms for some reason.
Yeah, who is that?
I thought that was an interesting choice because that has to be an intentional choice.
Maybe
Those aren't the go-to cop uniforms.
from the 40s, though?
They're pretty much just SS uniforms. Right?
Maybe.
They're all just leather with they just look like fucking Nazi cops.
Yeah. Probably intentional then, you know. You can't trust the cops. They're all corrupt and bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Commissioner Gordon's not a bad guy.
I don't know.
He hasn't proven.
I haven't watched all the tapes in the Batcave. Anyway, Jack realizes he's been set up, and when they bust open the safe and it's already been cleared out, you know, he knows right away someone else has already been there. It's exactly how Carl Grissom feels when Alicia comes home. So as soon as Jack and his guys step out of the office, one of the Gestapo cops yells "freeze" and then fires immediately. So at least we know this movie depicts police procedure realistically.
Well, they are wearing the outfits.
Yeah. So Commissioner Gordon shows up and takes over the operation from the morbidly obese Lieutenant Eckhart. He orders Napier be taken alive, and Eckhart takes off after him. Like this slob is going to outrun all these fucking Nazi patrolmen.
No.
You know?
No. Hey, it's a comic book movie.
Yeah.
You gotta believe. Suspension of disbelief a little bit.
Yeah, and then Napier's just running around like sabotaging the plant as he's running out, which seems risky.
Yeah, but he's a risky guy. He's sleeping with his boss's girl.
And despite being a substantial budget film, this was like 1989, so they're still using like shitty stock gun sound effects. Yeah. Every gun that goes off sounds like one of two Looney Tunes sound effects that Warner Brothers recorded in 1917 with the first fucking microphone ever invented.
It probably was.
Yeah. It sounds like complete fucking dog shit. Napier is up on the catwalk and he has a clear shot at Commissioner Gordon. So he takes out his old school revolver and goes to aim. And Batman flies in from out of nowhere and kicks the gun out of his hand. He picks him up by the collar. When suddenly Bob, Jack's henchman, comes from behind Commissioner Gordon with a gun, and he demands Batman let Jack go, or he's going to do Gordon.
I heard that.
Yeah. Now, I know what you're thinking, Russ. If Bob raped Commissioner Gordon at gunpoint, this would really be the dark, gritty Batman reboot that the 90s needed. Yeah. But the movie doesn't go that far. No, Batman relents. Before Bob can completely unbuckle, Batman lets Napier go to save Gordon. and he immediately goes for his gun, but Batman's gone.
Nice. He made the right choice.
Yeah.
I think if anyone's going to get harmed, we just don't need that to happen. Batman.
Yeah, well,
saves
no,
the day.
they did film a scene where Bob rapes Commissioner Gordon in the chemical factory in front of all the police.
But then that got rewritten.
Yeah, it was just like, we got to get the PG-13.
Right.
And they're working with a Pizza Hut tie-in.
Even though they had already made the toys.
Yeah.
So they had to pull production on that too. Big loss. Big loss of money.
Yeah, so Bob is screaming for Jack, and Eckert walks up behind him and Gordon. So Jack shoots Eckert, and it's pretty satisfying. You get to see the corrupt cop get shot. It's also pretty ballsy to kill a cop in front of the police commissioner.
Yeah, I mean, he was doomed, right? Already. They knew what he did.
Yeah.
We know what you did. You just lying.
Well, the fucking cops are so feckless, they know that Eckert is corrupt, and he's still on the force.
Yeah, well.
They don't do anything to stop him.
We didn't do.
Yeah. So suddenly Batman is back. What's that?
Systematic, Gary.
Yeah, there's problems within the police force in Gotham that are deeper than just Eckhart,
Yeah.
Yeah. So suddenly Batman is back. So Jack takes a shot at him.
Ka-choo!
Yeah. And Batman reflects the bullet with his like forearm thing. And it looks like shrapnel hits Jack's face. Sends him over the rail.
Oof. There he goes. And then Batman grabs him.
Yeah, Batman grabs his arm, and I guess he slips, but I don't know if he slips or just drops him.
It looks like Batman drops that mofo.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Batman straight up looks at him and drops him.
Yeah, and this version of Batman does kill people.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. It might be the most violent or murderous, the highest kill count Batman. And actually, I think it's the highest kill count Joker, too, in this movie.
Yeah.
Because he's killing people, too. And all the other Jokers typically have their plan foiled.
Yeah.
So.
Commissioner Gordon wants to apprehend Batman, but he uses a smoke bomb to escape. There's a shot before he drops the smoke bomb where Batman looks from side to side, but the big rubber mask doesn't let Keaton turn his neck.
Right.
So he just bobs around like a fucking minion.
His whole body just swaying left and right.
Yeah. And it happens throughout the entire film. Keaton or whoever is in the suit can't move their neck, so every time Batman turns, he looks extremely awkward.
Oh, yeah. Looking upwards, his whole back bends. Yeah. He does this limbo move. It's really a weird design. And actually, it's a thing that plagues pretty much every Batman costume up until Christian Bale calls it out in the first in Batman Begins, or the second one. He needs a movable head. Yeah,
once you notice it, it's pretty obvious throughout the entire film. So Napier washes away into the sewer or something, and a single hand pops up. Very cliche. Mm-hmm. If you were submerged underwater, you wouldn't try to breach the surface with your hand.
No,
you try to breach the surface with your face so you could breathe.
Yeah, you try to swim. Maybe a couple of your hands splatter on the top.
Yeah.
Just the one reach.
But you know what? At least this movie doesn't have the shot where Batman jumps down and fucking lands in straddle pose. The next scene, Vicky Vale is going on a date with Bruce Wayne. And they don't go out to a restaurant or anything. They have dinner at Bruce Wayne's weird Jeffrey Epstein mansion.
Right.
I never picked up on that as a kid, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
why doesn't he take her out?
Because he might as well eat at home. Every place out sucks. He's got a world-class chef.
Or is he like a fucking Howard Hughes? He doesn't leave his house?
Yeah, he pieces in jars.
Yeah.
He drinks them at night.
Yeah. They're seated awkwardly, and then they decide to have dinner with Alfred in a more casual setting.
His home quarters, where he's confined to a one-room basement.
And Alfred is telling embarrassing stories. It's all very well acted.
Yes.
The guy who plays Alfred, Michael Gough, is pretty great.
Yeah, what's his history? What has he done? Has he done anything else? He's got Batman history or no?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah. But Alfred is a good enough wingman that Bruce Wayne beds the lovely Vicky Vale.
Oh, yeah. He talked him up pretty good.
Yeah. So the next day, she wants to have lunch with him, and he immediately starts making up excuses. She has to be escorted out by Alfred.
Ooh, what a good wingman again, swooping in.
Well,
Speaking
not really. He
bats,
completely contradicts the excuse. He blows up Bruce Wayne's spot completely.
He does. He totally ruins it. He wasn't in the know, and he comes in and reveals the actual plan because Bruce Wayne's trying to lie. as you have to when you have double life.
Yeah. He's filming himself fuck blondes every weekend.
Yeah. So, and Alfred's uploading it to his OnlyFans.
That was 1992, man. They're just lived on tape.
Yeah, they just keep it in his basement.
Master Bruce, I beat off to this one. Should I file it back into the library?
Please, Alfred.
Jack is at some sketchy medical facility wrapped up like the Invisible Man. And he's getting like bandages taken off his face.
Now I want to stop us here. How
Sure.
did he get there?
I don't know.
Right? That's what happened. He fell into acid.
Well, first
His
of all,
hand
this
reached
place,
up.
like, it has a sign that says surgery, but it's like a sketchy Like, why isn't he... Well, you can't go to a real doctor, but what is this place?
It's like set up in a sewer. What happened?
No, it's not. It's just a shitty building. It's like really weird.
Sweet. So how did Jack get out? His hand stuck up, and that was the last we saw of him. And
Yeah.
then next time we see him, he's at this shitty, nasty surgery.
He's in this place.
discount surgery.
And why is the doctor German?
Because
Why is everybody fucking German in this? What the fuck? Are we in fucking Nazi Germany in this movie?
maybe. I mean, it's got very heavy German expressionism feeling with the sets and lighting. So maybe it's supposed to be a German film.
Yeah.
The Batman with two N's and a funny double dot over the A. The Batman.
Yeah, but you did an accent, but you're not actually bat and man you're not actually using the German words.
Well, man is actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
It would have been a really funny joke if you knew what bat was in German.
The Schwindelschleinenmann.
Yeah, there you go.
It means flying tiny creature.
Yeah.
My German accent's horrible.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as Gary's Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I'm Jack Nicholson. That's right. I'm the Joker.
Talk about the enema.
Yeah. This town needs an enema.
Is that when he says it? Is this the scene?
No. So
He falls in the acid.
he's with the doctor and he starts laughing uncontrollably and he smashes the mirror and storms out.
Because his face is all fucked up. He somehow got out of the acid. He somehow got his face fixed up.
Yeah.
But it didn't go right.
Yeah, so next Jack shows up at Grissom's place and he has a gun on him. And Grissom's like pleading for his life. And Jack steps out of the shadows and takes off his hat. And this is where we get our first look at the Nicholson character, or the Nicholson is the Joker character. Mm-hmm. And the 89 Joker makeup really looks like shit. It's like really not impressive.
Really?
No.
I mean, considering other movies of the time, considering the technologies that would have to go into it, it was probably,
This
it
was
was
the
thick.
late 80s though.
Yeah, it was thick, but it was probably thin. Like it was.
He just looks like he has bad makeup on.
You think so?
Yeah, like even the quality of the makeup on him doesn't look good. Like he's not supposed to be a clown with clown paint. He's supposed to be a guy with white skin.
He had a latex allergy, or has a latex allergy, and so
That explains it.
That would actually cause you can't do foam latex appliances, which is what is a typical go-to. They might have had to do like gel or something else, silicone perhaps, and that stuff starts looking weird,
Looks powdery and shitty, and like
Yeah.
you can see the makeup on like hair follicles. It's just not. It's not particularly impressive.
Sure, I
For a
mean,
movie that has great production value.
compare it to Cesar Romero's.
Yeah, it's not that much better.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Cesar
saying.
Romero wouldn't even shave off his fucking mustache.
Or like his stubble, it's peeking through in little clumps on his white makeup. Yeah, it's all good.
So the Joker shoots Grissom.
And actually, sorry, one more thing on the makeup. They did a lot. That was a big
the face prosthetic,
big
the
thing.
Smile, yeah.
Yeah, it took like 2 hours every time to put it on, and Jack Nicholson had him record like basketball games when he's shooting the previous day, so he could watch them during the makeup chair thing, and they did like 8 to 10 different sculpts of this thing to finally get the ultimate thing that Jack approved. But anyway, maybe that's not interesting, but the makeup, yeah, it's a bummer you hate it.
So the Joker shoots Grissom, and there's more Super Nintendo sound effects. He empties the clip into him. It's all pretty silly.
Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a.
Yeah. The Joker sets up a meeting with the other mob bosses, and he uses a hand buzzer to kill one of them.
I always was was excited about a hand buzzer. You ever used one? They're stupid.
Yeah, they're pretty stupid.
They don't actually shock you. They just kind of twist.
Just buzzes.
Just kind of buzzes and twists around in your hand like a little timer. It's shocking if you don't know what the hell.
It's real
you're
like
gonna
cheese
touch.
dick comic book stuff.
Yeah.
But Nicholson's performance makes it work. Now the beautiful Vicky Vale is just following Bruce Wayne around like a stalker. Yeah. Bruce must have like really beat her pussy up like it was a homeless man in Gotham City. You know? Just fucking kicked it down a flight of stairs.
Hung it off a building.
Yeah. So
Called it bad names.
Yeah. So Bruce leaves 2 roses at an old hotel before making his way to City Hall, where one of Grissom's associates is claiming ownership of his businesses in light of his recent disappearance. The Joker and his associates show up dressed as mimes, and the Joker kills the man with a quill.
Right, just stabs him in the neck. He's like a...
It doesn't seem like that would kill you. But whatever. So the Joker is crazy, but he's like fun crazy. He likes to coordinate outfits and kill people in fun, cute ways. There's a scene where the Joker is watching the news, and he's upset that the news is covering Batman more than him. So he shoots the TV with this wacky boxing glove gun.
Yeah.
Which sounds cool, but it's just mounted to a stand directly in front of the TV. It seems very impractical.
He was waiting for this moment. That's a TV Turner offer, Gary. It's a Joker original invention.
He built the whole gag just to destroy a TV one time.
I'd say time well spent.
Yeah, and this is the scene that ends with him announcing this town needs an enema. And then, I didn't know what an enema was as a kid, which is unfortunate because I would have really enjoyed that shit joke as a boy.
Yeah, I bet.
But I kind of didn't get it until I was older.
And did you laugh now?
Yeah, now I enjoy it, but it's just like the time wasted.
Right.
If an adult could have explained that to me at 10, I could have enjoyed it a lot.
Right.
So it's...
So you'd know that it's what you were doing with the shower.
That's why, they have things like the Big Brother program and, various, things
to mentor the young people and
exactly
tell them about the ways of the world.
Yeah.
What's a bukkake? What's an enema?
Yeah.
How do you douche?
Yeah.
These are the important questions that kids want to know, or at least used to back in 19.
Yeah, now I guess they have the internet
to
look up shit porn and whatnot.
Yeah, I ask Siri, "What's a douche?" And then she shows me some
and then
horrible
she shows you
videos.
a picture of yourself.
Yeah.
So there's
this Joker over here, Gary. Wow, should be getting money every time. Say the Joker.
So there's another scene where the Joker is in his arts and crafts room, and his henchman Bob brings him in photos from City Hall.
He's cutting up a big collage. It looks like.
Yeah, and he's he becomes very smitten with the lovely Vicky Vale. And the Joker's evil plan is to poison the people of Gotham City through consumer products.
Right. I thought this was interesting.
Yeah. Basically, he puts a lethal amount of the mystery chemical that turned him into the Joker into, like, makeup and things.
Yeah, but it's like 90s as hell makeup. Like hairspray and baby powdered deodorant.
Yeah.
And, shoulder pads or whatever.
Yeah. There's a news report that announces the death of 2 models. They have, like, white faces and big Joker smiles.
They're the ones using the baby powdered deodorant.
Well, yeah, but usually when they memorialize someone on the news, they don't show a picture of their corpse.
Oh, you don't know. You're
right. Just a picture from when the person was actually alive.
This is Gotham. You show the grisly details.
Yeah. Also,
it's
what's
like
up with the fucking Anchor's shoulder pads?
That's what I'm saying. She better watch out. She's next.
Women were really getting crazy with the shoulder pads in the 80s.
Oh, I got to remind me, what do they look like? They're just crazy right here.
She looks like a fucking linebacker. Like, she has fucking huge shoulders.
You could tackle
it's ridiculous. Yeah, so the Anchor Woman bursts out into laughter uncontrollably.
Oh, fuck. It's the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
They did it.
Exactly. Presumably she's a victim of the makeup poisoning. And she falls over in her chair, and the newscast is cut off by the Joker, who's hijacked the TV signal. And he broadcasts a commercial for his deadly poison products, which he gloats you've probably already purchased.
Right. And that's pretty scary. Like, that's a pretty twisted Joker thing to do. I like that.
Yeah.
That you don't know if everything you purchased is poison, because ladies and gentlemen, it is. And
Yeah,
it's not a joke.
But
and
this scene,
reality.
like, this scene's a lot of fun. But wouldn't poisoning all the makeup and skincare products just kill all the women?
You'd be surprised at the vanity of men, Gary.
Yeah. Haha, Batman, I've killed all the women. Now you can't get pussy or shaving cream. So in the next news report, the anchors are like not wearing makeup and they look like shit.
Yeah, they got big zits and their teeth are falling out.
Well, that's what's like funny about this. It was probably like a huge bummer for the actress when she realized she had an opportunity to be in the most anticipated movie of the summer, but she would have to look like complete horseshit.
Right. Actively, they're wearing makeup. It's
Yeah.
just to make them look bad.
Well, you don't see Kim Basinger without makeup in any scene in this movie.
No, that's true.
She fucking made sure of that.
It's in her contract.
So the Joker sends Vicky Vale an invitation to the museum as Bruce Wayne. So, you know, she shows up with her portfolio and her fucking diaphragm or whatever like weird birth control women used in 1989. She's waiting around for a while when a package arrives for her with a note marked urgent. And inside the box is a gas mask with a note that reads, "Put this on right now." Purple gas begins pouring in through the vents.
But it's written like a child, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's written
Did
like
the Joker get fucking brain damage? Like, why is he fucking...
did full
He's playing with
acid.
coloring books now and fucking...
He's cutting out things and
Yeah.
punching TVs. Yeah, he's like got a Connects set,
Yeah.
some Legos. He's putting all over the floor for you to step on, that jokester. God damn it.
What's his fucking
Chaos
evil
of
plan?
evil.
He's going to steal all the Butterfinger BBs. So, you know, Vicky Vale's waiting around for a while, and then she gets the package with the gas mask. The gas starts pouring through the vents, and everyone around her is dropping. People are fucking falling off balconies and shit.
Yeah.
And then the Joker walks in with his,
That's-
like, big artist hat, and one of his henchmen plays Prince on a boombox while he trashes the museum.
Oh, yeah, Prince.
Yeah.
Or whatever it sounds like.
Yeah, he sits down with Vicky Vale. This is what's interesting. He tells her to take off her gas mask, and then he instantly starts negging her. He's like, "You're beautiful in an old-fashioned way, but I'm sure we can make you more today."
Yeah.
And then he starts trashing her portfolio.
Well, next he's going to give her an enema.
Basically, the Joker is using like fedora pickup artist tactics.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a theme throughout the movie. Batman, Bruce Wayne, and the Joker are constantly negging and gaslighting the very stupid and hot Vicky Vale.
Is she stupid or just easily manipulated?
They literally just treat her like a child. So the Joker brings in Alicia, Grissom's former mistress, and Vicky asks why she's wearing a mask. So she takes it off, revealing acid burns.
Oh. Which, you know, it's kind of Phantom of the Opera-esque. They weren't horrifying.
It's kind of like fucking, what is it, like the Joker from Bangladesh?
What do you mean?
It's like a fucking, doesn't they do that in like India? To
where
women?
they just burn in their
They
faces?
throw acid in their faces?
It's pretty rude.
Yeah. I guess she ain't doing Vogue no more.
Yeah, but does she know this? I feel like does she know her face is all mutilated?
Oh, I don't know. I assume so.
Or maybe she's just all hopped up on Joker drugs.
Yeah, yeah.
Joker? I barely know her.
Yeah. So the Joker tries to squirt Vale with his acid flower, and she ducks out of the way.
Is that what they call penises? Acid flower?
I don't know.
No. No one
Yeah.
calls it that.
No.
No. Don't. Nobody use that. Don't call it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a penis at all. I don't get it. But
Well, he's squirting it though.
it does squirt like a penis.
But it is a dumb like clown joke, right?
Yeah, and I guess, you know, that's one of his gags in this. He squirts acid out of his flower. Batman shows up and he grabs Vicky Vale, and they zip line right out of there because, you know, these rich white guys, they love to go zip lining.
You ever been ziplining, Gary?
No,
Yeah, me
you've been zip lining though, right?
Every weekend
Yeah,
in the Caribbean.
yeah.
You ever zip line through the Alps, Gary? No. Oof. Nothing to be.
No, zip lining's not like a waspy thing, right? It's like a trashy white person thing.
You ever zip line through the Peruvian
I'm asking. Like,
Andes?
I've never been anywhere that has a zip line. They do that shit.
I think it's just like you're at an exotic location and you can pay the $15. Do you want to go? Like
Yeah.
there's a hike out here in California called I think it's the Bridge to Nowhere, because it's like a bridge that was going to be for an evacuation route should you ever drive out on this crazy trail. should you need to escape LA and need like a backdoor route. But anyway, they got this bridge out here, and off of it, you can bungee jump. So the point is, it's probably just like that. It's just
and that's basically what Batman does. Batman just like he does white people shit. He goes bungee jumping. He fucking zip lines around.
Flies
he's got a
Corvette. Personal plane. Yeah,
he's like a typical like rich.
He's got a boat.
Young white dude.
Yeah. All right, so she's in the car. Mm-hmm. She starts jerking him off, tweaking his bat nipples.
Could she? I mean, he's got a bulletproof. He's got a hand-proof underwear on.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. You can't get to Batman's penis.
Hey, not without consent.
No. So it was a pretty cool chase, and Batman beats up the Joker gang, and then he takes Vicky Vale to the Bat Cave. Batman explains to her that the products have to be used together to be deadly, and he gives her all the info to give to the public. And he also shows her videos of the comptroller naked in a goat's mask.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a pretty good video. You ever see that shit?
It's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he throws his cape up and does something to like knock her out, which seems like highly unethical.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah. She wakes up in her bed, and the film that she shot of Batman is gone, as well as her underwear. And it's 1989, so if she goes to the police, they'll probably just call her fat, say she's lying, just gaslight and abuse her like every other male character in this movie. Okay, yeah, Vicky Vale gets the info to the press, and there's a news report and whatnot. And it gives the Joker another chance to shoot a TV.
He loves doing that.
Yeah, he loves shooting TVs.
Fuck TVs, dude, honestly.
Yeah, this movie really, it just feels like sketches of the Joker. Bruce Wayne has a change of heart about Vicky Vale, and he shows up to her apartment, and he's like trying to tell her that he's Batman. And then the Joker just shows up and interrupts. This is a fucking weird scene.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne like stuffs a platter in his shirt, and he gives like this
and a sock down his pants.
Yeah. And he gives like this weird monologue before he like breaks a vase with a fire poker.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
It's the only time in the film the character acts like this. Yeah.
Let's get crazy.
It just feels like a scene from a completely different movie. I don't know, man. It's like a super compelling performance, but it's just I don't know where the fuck is this movie going.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like the pacing was off or something. It's just like I'm not quite sure what to expect next, and not really excited for it. But the music tells me I should be excited in every scene. Dun, 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 dun,
So the mayor cancels the bicentennial, and his announcement is interrupted by the Joker, who announces he's going to celebrate the bicentennial by dumping $20 million onto the crowd. He also puts out a challenge to Batman to take off his mask. And this is when Bruce Wayne realizes Jack Napier is the man who killed his parents.
Right, in a flashback. But
yeah,
before that,
cool flashback.
Before that, Gary, would you go out? Would you go out
for the money?
For the money?
Of course you would. The people in Gotham City are fucking broke.
Yeah, broke and crazy. I got to buy more smack.
Yeah, they need money.
Yeah. So you would go out in the streets and try to collect.
Yeah, because you don't really have a choice, right? Why is poverty so bad in Gotham City? It's probably because fucking Bruce Wayne automated his shitty factories and fucking fired everyone.
Outsourced it to Brazil or some shit. Yeah. But yeah, so flashback. Black and white. Yeah. Dutch angles, which is not a new thing at this point.
Yeah, there's tons of Dutch angles in this movie.
Yeah, we get. Do you want to explain? Are you going to explain the flashback? What happens here?
You can explain it if you want. I mean, everybody basically knows, right? He gets his.
But then this look, his here's the thing, though, right? So everybody knows. Everybody knows if you're getting mugged, fucking give the mugger your stuff. It is not worth getting killed over. And some rich asshole like Wayne Sr. does not need that set of pearls. He can buy her. She's got a drawer full of them. She's got, rooms full of pearl necklaces. So he doesn't need to defend his wife's fucking material possessions. He needs to save her life. But instead, he causes this alteration. He starts yanking back and forth and fighting against the robber. And then out of the shadows, Jack Nicholson lookalike comes out.
And the Jack Nicholson lookalike, is he a lookalike? He looks nothing like him. They probably wanted Jack Nicholson to do it, and he was like, "Nah, I don't want to do more scenes." And they were like, "All right, we can't." It's a good storytelling device to make the Joker the guy who killed Batman's parents. And this is like it's a solid like story for like a standalone movie.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like this should be a series at all.
No,
it feels like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty close-ended enough where it didn't have to have sequels. But I mean, obviously, the nature of him not really changing at all. He's not really a changed man at the end. No,
not at all.
By the way, if you're watching this.
Yeah, which I mean, we're almost 2 anyways.
Yeah. But, so, all right. So, he killed his parents.
Yeah, he finally figures that out. And then Vicky Vale shows up. Alfred lets her right into the Batcave.
Just lets her in.
So lets her right in. And,
it's
her and
time
Bruce...
for you to know. You two have at least made it to third base. I watched on the videos.
Yes. That's right. The whole house is wired with cameras. I watched Master Bruce satisfy you last night, and he did just as we've discussed over the years and practiced many times. I was very pleased.
He is an excellent kisser.
He's an excellent lover. So Bruce and Vicky Vale have a heart-to-heart before he leaves for a big final confrontation with the Joker. And the Joker has a whole parade with balloons and floats.
Wait. You didn't say that he turned her down, right? He turns down sex like a fucking nerd.
Yeah, it's basically...
She's like,
that's basically the takeaway, right? He's like, yeah, I kind of want to bang you, but I got to go fight the Joker.
I got to go fight.
It's kind of understandable. He did kill his parents.
Yeah.
So,
It's going to be hard to get a boner if you're thinking about the guy who killed your parents.
Yeah.
So... You don't think you're gonna stop thinking about the guy who killed your parents after you kill him? After a huge epic battle, you don't think you're gonna think about the guy who killed your parents still? You might as well just get some great endorphins, and fucking go for the,
just get a nut off before he goes and faces the Joker.
Feel real good. Go for it.
Yeah.
Be amped up.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But anyways, the Joker has a whole parade with like balloons and floats and more shitty Prince music. The Prince music really doesn't fit in the movie.
It's really out of place.
It's very unfortunate. The Danny Elfman stuff is so great.
But also kind of out of place, dude. If you watch the movie,
you think so?
It's pretty. It's a tame thing. With a different score, this movie could be like kind of scarier, creepier. Like Jack Nicholson's performances are like somewhat goofy, but I bet with a different music, it would... He is uneven, right? His brain is that he's definitely a crazy guy, and I think with a different
Danny Elfman?
No, yeah, no, Nicholson.
Oh, okay.
And I think his performance could be creepier with a different score rather than the zany polkas or waltzes or whatever the hell go on during his like scary scenes.
Yeah.
When all the other music of Bruce Wayne walking around Gotham is like dun 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 dun, and then the scary action scenes are like
Yeah, Danny Elfman's a little bit goofy, but it's a pretty great score, especially for the time.
Yeah, sure. And I like a Danny Elfman score.
Yeah.
He's got that unique sound, and it definitely, I think, amps up the movie. I think if it did have the different, like, more brooding score, it wouldn't be as solid. Like, it wouldn't be as exciting.
This movie was allowed to have like some personality. Like,
sure.
There were like, even though there is some shit that feels like it's studio notes, there's like directorial flourishes, and like they let Tim Burton bring on, Danny Elfman and cast Michael Keaton and do things that make the film his own. Whereas like a Batman movie nowadays is probably more made by committee.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So there's definitely that artistic directorial flair imparted on it, and I agree with you. It's good.
Yeah,
it works for it.
Yeah, so the Joker uses the money to draw out a crowd, and his plan is to kill everyone with the poison gas. Mm-hmm. So, it's pretty fucking dark.
Who do you trust? I'm giving you free money. Where's Batman?
Yeah.
Who do you... Yeah, I gotta trust that guy. He's giving me free money.
It would be funny if the Joker destroyed Gotham by just giving all the poor people money so they didn't have to go work at fucking Bruce Wayne's shitty factory. And, like, his whole business collapsed because he couldn't pay people enough to go and work in his factory because they had money.
Yeah, shut down his bat cave.
Yeah.
Pawn off his bat butt plug.
Yeah. So Vicky Vale figures it out, and to his credit, the Knox character attacks a bunch of the Joker guys with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And like scares away a balloon basically. And Batman flies in with his bat plane and grabs the balloons with the gas, saving the day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you skip? Do we skip the part where the Batmobile blows up a random factory? It just drives around blowing up the factory. Oh,
that's weird.
The factory. I didn't put two and two together, but it's got to be the cosmetic factory.
Yeah, it's the Axis chemical factory. But Batman just he sends the Batmobile in like a drone and it just drops bombs.
Murder everybody in the factory.
Yeah. It's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Just blow up a whole factory.
And then just
a whole generation of children in Gotham were born with like fucking birth defects because
he blew up
this fucking millionaire wanted to play cop. It's
Yeah, pretty cool. But not even. He sent his remote car to do it.
That's probably why the Penguin was born with fucking flipper hands. Oh, I got a joke you'll really hate, Russ. Remember when they're in the fucking armory and like the butler comes in and he asks him like how much champagne he should open? What if like we edit it so it's like the butler comes in and he's like, "Sir, they need another child. How old would you like the child?" He's like 5, 6, and Knox like 6-year-old. 6-year-old's good. So
Yeah, sure.
the butler has to get a 6-year-old child for all the millionaire pedophiles to have sex with.
Gross.
Is that a funny bit?
Yeah, it's funny. It's comedy. Actually, I think
comedy. So the Joker takes down the Batman's plane by just shooting it with a gun with a comedically long barrel.
It's a really long barrel. Would that is good for the bullet? Would that make it go?
I don't know. Is that I don't think it's a real gun, right?
No, that's a comically large.
If he pulled out like a 50 caliber like Desert Eagle and shot a plane, if he could hold his hand steady enough to do it, that might actually make sense.
Yeah.
That fucking shooting it with a 6-shooter probably wouldn't take it out of the sky.
Dude, it's Batman technology. He chinsed out and bought some
it's
plastic.
True. This dude, he built this fucking airplane with his, his butler and his bat cave.
Master Wayne, we can't. I can't find.
Sir, I know beef Wellington and how to clean cum out of carpets. I can't do this.
Just make it look like the thing, Alfred. Yeah. I don't care if it works.
Yeah.
It's got to look cool, like bigger wings.
Yeah. So the bat plane crashes into like this cathedral type building, and the Joker takes Vicky Vale hostage with his comedically long gun.
Whoop.
He calls in for his henchmen to pick him up, and he takes her inside the cathedral, and they go all the way up like dozens of flights of stairs, and Batman goes after them. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dun, da, 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 da.
Oh, the music.
They just walk upstairs for a good,
it should be like
a good 2 or 4 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
It's a long time they walk up these stairs, but they're going up. I guess the idea was I don't know, like Vertigo. That's a big moment. You seen Vertigo? You walk up endless stairs and they essentially get on the top. I think this was another rewrite. Like they didn't. Maybe they had an ending, but they changed it to be a rooftop thing after a producer and Jack went and saw like Phantom of the Opera, and they were like, "What if it takes place on top of this tower?"
It feels like it's some sort of like throwback to like 1930s horror movies or some shit, something going up this tower, and like the setting is really more gothic than even Gotham had been.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't know, man. It's a weird ending. It's not great, but Nicholson's performance kind of makes the ending work.
Sure, bleeding off the mouth and whatnot.
Yeah, there's a good amount of blood, which I thought was kind of surprising. I guess it's PG-13.
Right.
But, he gets up to the top and he drops a fucking bell on Batman, and that misses him. So Batman finally gets to the top. Then he fights a bunch of the Joker's goons again.
Say that again.
So Batman gets to the top and he fights a bunch of, like, goons.
Yep. Good miniature work in this movie, though, I will say. There's a lot of miniature work and, like, additional matte extensions and stuff that I'm sure were done mostly practically.
And we're talking about miniatures used to film Gotham City, not Alexander Knox's penis.
Right. But you need the long lens.
Yeah.
Speaking of long lenses, she definitely wouldn't have seen like Vicky Vale with her camera. She would not have.
Yeah.
She like uses the same lens and then looks at like she cuts like a 700 millimeter, just zoomed in away hell across the whole city.
Yeah. So Batman finally gets to the top, and he fights a bunch of the Joker's goons. He beats up all these guys, probably kills a few of them. Definitely the guy who went down the stairwell. But
yeah, he's murdered.
That's
Yeah,
who
I mean,
died.
even the Bat plane shoots a bunch of guys on a float, right?
Yeah.
Flies in, shoots them, and
Yeah.
the whole background behind him. Yeah, he's
So,
a murdering son
This
of a bee.
probably, I guess it was edgy for a superhero in 1989 to like kill people, and like it's basically like an action thriller with the Batman wedged
Right.
in there.
Yeah, exactly. Changing face of Hollywood action stars. I guess what 88 also.
So
had
it seems
Die Hard.
cheesy, but it was probably pretty edgy in 89.
Yeah,
I
mean Die Hard was 88, right?
Yeah.
So if that's what we're looking at, that's like the change of the action hero from like the Stallone, the Schwarzenegger, the pumped up guy,
And Die Hard had
the
good sound.
everyman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
to the everyman. Right.
Yeah.
You can see yourself as being John McClane, being in an unfortunate circumstance and having to deal with it. You can see yourself being a super rich guy. I mean, I can't because I'm not super rich. But
Yeah, but like Michael Keaton as Batman does seem like a real person, like a
Yeah.
likable guy.
yeah,
And there's a lot of escapism. I'm sure this is about fantasizing about being Batman and beating up criminals and having all the resources in the world.
yeah.
And getting to gaslight and abuse hot women like Kim Basinger. Batman beats up all these guys. The whole time the Joker is just dancing with Vicky Vale, who's like a helpless child. And Vale sees Batman sneaking around, so she tries to distract the Joker by pretending like she's going to blow him.
Right.
And then Batman sneaks up and punches him. Yeah.
He delivers some sort of line.
Yeah, he says the Joker's line, right?
He should wait. Is there some sort of blowjob joke he could have made instead?
Right?
Let's workshop this real quick.
Also, is that like Vicky Vale's best defense? Pretending to that she's gonna blow you?
Yeah, right.
They really make this a weak fucking female character.
She does.
She can't do anything. Her best defense is to, have sex with a guy if she likes him, and if she doesn't like a guy, to pretend like she's gonna have sex with him. That's all Vicky Vale is capable of. It's a fucking terrible character.
And what could Batman say?
Or it'd be just funny if she pulls out the Joker's penis and it's a comedically long penis.
It's like
Yeah. And then she's sucking
Jack
off the
Nicholson.
Joker for like 15 minutes, and a flag just pops out that says "come." Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess this shit doesn't really feel like there's much original going on in this end scene. It's just like,
right. I think, like I'm saying, I think they went and saw Phantom of the Opera. Let's do something like that.
yeah. They fight out on the ledge, and there's a surprising amount of blood.
Yeah.
That's probably why I got the PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems like all media is moving towards, as it evolves, is like, can we make Batman a little bit edgier and darker?
Yeah.
This was like them doing it in
That was-
1989, and now they just make it boring and fucking dark, and
Right.
this was like fun still.
Yeah. Right. Instead of just dark. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen the newest one, so
It's not very good.
at least the Nolan ones had action.
Yeah, the Nolan ones, like, that was like the fulfillment of like, here's the adult Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I think they kind of did it, and it's like, then they made a Joker movie. It's like the epitome of, here's a Joker film. It's like, do we need more? It's like, we've explored these characters.
Yeah.
Batman and the Joker are kind of cool characters, but they don't need fucking 17 films about it. They made enough films about it.
Yeah. There's more coming, Gary. So
Oh, yeah.
don't you worry. They're not going to stop
you-
making that property.
No way. The Joker tries to escape in a helicopter, and Batman hooks him with a gargoyle, which causes the Joker to fall to his death. Probably the worst visual effect of the film.
Oh, yeah.
It looks really bad.
Yeah. He like terrible.
Yeah.
Just getting all small, like a terrible green screen. It's almost as bad as the end of RoboCop when what's his name is killed.
Yeah, out of the building.
Dick Jones, and he turns into like a stop motion character with like really long arms. But no, the Joker one is just like I would have just not even kept. I would have trashed those shots.
Yeah.
I would have cut them.
Does all the compositing stuff look soft to you? Like, I wonder if it's because they had to do like optical compositing.
Yeah, it probably wasn't necessarily easy. They might have been like cutting out Jack Nicholson out of each frame and gluing him onto the other
Oh
frame.
yeah. And also like the whatever they use as the model for him falling, I don't think it's a real person falling. It's like a shitty mod. It's like a toy or something falling.
Yeah,
so it looks
exactly.
like shit. But yeah, there's also a lot of times when you see like when they do the shot where like Batman's legs fly up and it's composited, the edges are not great. I don't know if it's like optical compositing or if they had to like do it in like standard resolution because it was 1989. And that's pretty much it. The movie ends with the introduction of the bat signal. Batman's the hero, and he got the girl. And the movies went downhill from there.
You think this is the best one?
Yeah.
Out of all the Batmans that followed?
Out of all of this series of 4.
Sure. Is that even a series, though? Since Batman changes, like, pretty much every movie after Returns?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess so. Right? That's kind of the initial Batman series of movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to consider them different movies. I think they're supposed to be the same shit.
Right.
Yeah,
No, you're right. It's kind of the same universe. Just build a little more crazy and more toyified each time.
And, this was Tim Burton's first, like, big budget film, and it feels more compromised than Beetlejuice, but it still does have, like, directorial flourishes, and it feels like a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, certainly.
You know?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely Tim's project. For sure.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you give it, Russ?
You know, we got a 5 De Niro scale.
Yeah.
Can we do like a technical scale and like an enjoyment scale?
You can do whatever you want.
Maybe I should just combine them. I guess technical scale, it's a 4 out of 5 De Niros.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, because the look is good and it overall it works and the style is pretty consistent and it's a cool world to be in.
Yeah.
But
it's an expensive movie, and they definitely make a world.
Certainly.
You know?
Yeah. You're living in Gotham. It's dark and dreary and the classic look. And then enjoyment scale, probably 3 out of 5 De Niros. Because it, like you're saying, it really just, it does feel kind of like there's scenes where Jack Nicholson, what did you want to do, Jack? I want to do a scene where I paint on paintings, man.
Yeah, maybe they should have, cast Robert De Niro in there. I am the Joker.
But he shoots TVs too, though.
Why is the news covering Batman and not me, the Joker? Little bit. This is a Vicky Vale. She looks good. A little bit.
Can you deep fake it for the video?
Deep fake De Niro into it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I give it 3 De Niros.
Okay.
It's fine. It's like a good movie, I guess, but it's...
Yeah.
I don't know how many times you could really watch this fucking thing. I already watched it way too much as a kid.
As a kid, that's because that's what it was everybody's VHS. You only watched the VHS.
We were raised on this. Basically, like our mythology in America is Batman and World War II. And fucking Batman takes place in Nazi Germany, apparently.
It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Batman. He's got the Batmobile. It's got a big clit on the front.
Yeah, the Batmobile is extremely phallic looking.
Yeah.
Like it's got 2 big balls on the back. It's got a fucking pee hole. It's got fucking veins running up and down the sides of it.
It pulses.
Just a huge cock car.
It's like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Yeah.
That was black.
They built that off of a 1982 Corvette.
The Wienermobile or the...
Both the Wienermobile and the Batmobile were, based off a Corvette frame. But my mom had the 1982 Corvette, and it was a terrible car.
Oh.
So a real shitty car, and had crossfire injection.
Okay.
Which is like a weird fuel injection system that didn't really last very long.
All right, cool.
But it's a really great shape car.
Sure.
So
that's why they picked it.
I honestly think it's the best looking Batmobile ever.
It was probably me too. It's got that classic. It's got a freaking jet engine on the back.
Yeah,
that is actually a jet engine, and the cockpit was like designed kind of like a jet hull, I guess it'd be called, the jet engine, like a jet pilot seat.
Sure.
With the sliding top.
Yeah.
Because they realized after they designed it that there wasn't really any doors, so they had to make some sort of way to get into it because it had the big fenders on the outside. So sliding top made sense, and with the jet engine, it looks sweet.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. Anything else in Batman that you want to talk about? You go, Russ. Uncut. Nothing will get cut. You say whatever you want about Batman. I'll give you 47 minutes. Go. Give me your top 17 observations about Batman. I'll give you 57 minutes. Go.
It used to have Robin in a earlier iteration.
Shut your hole!